Hello everybody, welcome to another Walking Dead video, and today we'll be talking about Fear the Walking Dead. And in today's video I want to talk about how will Fear the Walking Dead end. And I kind of want just to discuss, predict, theorize how Fear is going to end, because we know we are in the final seasons of Fear. Fear's probably going to get maybe 2 to 3 seasons more. It's not going to get 11 seasons. I see it about ending about season 9/season 10. We know it's not going to end about season 8 because we haven't been told season 8 is the final season. They've already started filming. With Fear, it is different to The Walking Dead, because as in The Walking Dead, we can predict how it ends because we have the comics. We know that it's already been shot. We've seen like footage and stuff like that maybe. But with Fear, it's years away. So I want to have a little fun video where I just kind of predict, theorize how I think Fear will end and how I'd like it to end. So let's jump right into this. With Fear, I think that if we're going off season 9 being the final season, or season 10, the final season will be about our community finally trying to find a home. With Fear, we have gone 7 seasons about our group trying to find a single place to live. And I think the final season and the final end of Fear will be about our group finally settling down in one place. And I definitely think it will be in Georgia. That is where our group will settle down and found a community. I think definitely the ending of Fear will be about Morgan finally being able to start a new family, because the show is very focused on Morgan. I don't think it will change away, so it will end with Morgan finally being like, okay Grace, this is where we're going to live, this is our family, and that's where those 3 characters kind of build their community. We could have Morgan and Grace have a second child, but I don't think that's likely. I think they'll stay with their only one with baby Mo, but definitely will be very focused on Morgan building a community. I also think with Alicia not dying, we will have Alicia, and Fear will end with Alicia and Madison reuniting. You get that happy ending with Fear. And other characters, I definitely think Fear will end with us losing some characters. It'll be mostly about the core cast. So going to the core cast, I think that we will have Strand fully redeemed himself by then, and it would be about Strand maybe helping Morgan build this new community. So it will be about those 2 characters. The final season about those 2 characters basically teaming up, because they've always been at odds, about them teaming up to build this community together. So they're like joint leaders. I definitely think that would happen. Madison be more of a side character, sadly. However, some things that I do see happening at the end of Fear is that we will lose characters like Daniel and Luciana, as those 2 characters I feel like aren't going to have a happy ending. Like some characters I've already mentioned will have happy endings, with Madison, Strand and Morgan all kind of having these happy endings with them building a community and meeting up with their family. I definitely see Daniel and Luciana not making it to the end of Fear. I think they could make it to the final season if we're seeing season 9 or season 10, but I don't see them making it to the final episode like the characters I've already mentioned. Just those 2 characters I'm very confident are not going to make it to the final episode, but the rest of the other characters like June, Sarah, Window and them lot, I do think they will survive and make it to the end. We might lose 1 or 2 along the way, but I don't think they're important enough to talk about and break down how I think their stories will end, and how will they factor into the end of the show. Moving on to Dwight and Sherry, by the end of Fear, I definitely think they're going to have a child. Like the final episode would be those 2 characters moving on with their life, no longer hung up on the saviors and stuff like that, and moving on, progressing as characters and having a child of their own. And with there only being 2 or 3 seasons left of Fear, I definitely see them trying to condense the last 2 or 3 seasons down within 9 months, so that we won't have like Sherry give birth like in season 8 and then have a baby throughout the final season. I can see season 8 and 9, it works better for season 8. If it was season 10, I see Sherry giving birth and then those 2 characters finally settling down somewhere else. But I do see their story ending with those 2 having a family and maybe leaving the group. I don't see them staying with Morgan's community. I see them going off and making their own one, really. So that's how it would end. It's more about these characters finally settling down. That's how I see Fear ending, with all these characters settling down. However, something that I think could be a very likely ending for Fear is that the show just gets cancelled between seasons. I just feel like this is possible, and Fear is the only Walking Dead show that would get cancelled, because of how badly received season 7 was and season 5 and 4. They've only really had season 6 good. If they had a really, really bad season 8 and a season 9 and the writers were kind of focused on making a season 10, I can see Fear getting cancelled about season 9, or if season 8 was super bad. If we had 2 more bad seasons, Fear wouldn't even get an ending. I see this as a big possibility, but we know AMC really like Fear and the show runs for no reason at all. Like, even though they are running the show to the ground, I feel AMC will eventually have enough and either cancel the show, or we'll get the ending where all the people finally build a community and they all settle down to live in this one location. And that is the video. So I want to pass this over to you. I want you to tell me down below, how do you think Fear will end? What are your thoughts and opinions on the ending of Fear? Do you think it will even get an ending? Do you think it'll be cancelled? I want to know your thoughts and opinions and everything you believe will happen at the end of Fear. This is kind of my little thoughts. I just believe everyone's going to settle down and finally make a community, and that will be the end of Fear, with them finally deciding they're going to live somewhere. Some characters going off like a Dwight and Sherry to find their own communities, and some characters not even making it. Some big characters not making it to the final episode. I'd like to know what your thoughts and opinions are down below, and if you want more kind of content, please look on the screen. I recommend you do go and click on one of the videos because you'll find something else you like, guaranteed. And if you want more kind of content all the time, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But this is it for me today. So goodbye, peace out, and I'll talk to you at a later date.